Hey, yo. Y'all know what it is, man. It's your nigga Docta J. So check it out real quick. What I want to talk about is real simple, real brief. I ain't trying to take up too much time. But homelessness in America specifically, right? So, in my opinion, if you kind of factor all the different problems this nation face, the homeless problem is a relatively easy one to fix, in my opinion. I'm gonna tell you why. So, how come, we don't have like massive facilities to house homeless people? Like similar to like how in every state there's like, state prisons and then there's the county jails and shit like that. Many of them, right? How come we don't have government funded buildings like to house the homeless? You know what I mean? It don't have to be nothing too special, just somewhere with, a bunch of rooms, maybe have, some nurses, some security there, food, shower, basic, humane living for people, right? Think about it like this. It's a fucking shame that, like, if I randomly decided to commit a crime, I went to go fucking rob somebody right in front of the police, right? Best believe there's a place for me. I'm gonna have a few meals a day. I'm gonna have a shower. I'm gonna have motherfucking a place to sleep, right? Now, obviously, this is not the best of living conditions, but there will be a place for me. It's not gonna be an excuse like, oh, we don't have nowhere for you. You committed this crime, but oh well. No, there's gonna be a guaranteed place for me. So you telling me a person who commits a crime has a better chance of having a place to sleep and showers and food than a homeless person? It's ridiculous, right? Like as it is right now, most homeless shelters is something like, it's a small company that just opened this building out of the kindness of their heart to house the homeless, or it's like a church converted into a homeless shelter, and they're usually at capacity. They have to have rules, like if you're not in at a certain point, then you lose your space as a homeless person. And it's just like, it's kind of like you playing musical chairs. You know what I mean? I've been homeless before as a kid and, as a young adult. And it's like, it's not big enough to accommodate homeless people, right? And it's like, back to my original point, like it's relatively easy. Take California, for instance, right? So in California, the worst homeless area is Skid Row. So that's like downtown LA area. It's like 50 city blocks. It's a half a square mile. It's estimated about 8,000 homeless people, right? That's small. Like you can fix that real easy, right? So in California, there's about 35 adult prisons, and it's over 100,000 inmates, right? So there is, like I was saying, that is an automatic place for people who commit crimes to be. You know what I'm saying? But the homeless people, those estimated 8,000 in Skid Row area, there's never been a legit attempt to solve that issue. Like if you go downtown LA, Skid Row area, there's just blocks and blocks of tents and just, people who have drug addiction and people who have mental health problems just roaming around. And there's like, in my lifetime, I haven't seen a legit attempt to remedy that situation, right? And you got some areas like downtown Long Beach, some homelessness. There's Wilmington, you got some homelessness like San Pedro. It's a couple little places here and there, but for the most part, the homeless population in America is estimated like 550,000, right? A little over 500,000. That ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we can, a couple government funded facilities across the map can wipe that shit out real easy. And it's like, if they got to do some fundraising, if they got to do like that fucking shit, that shit Biden approved, was 20-30 million $20-30 million grant for the safe drug, what was it, like needles and shit like that. It's like, come on, dog. I'm not gonna argue my point on what I think about that, because that's not really my point right now, but basically focusing on shit like that is what we doing. Like, I've been homeless many times in my life, mostly as a young adult, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to organizations like you know, GR, General Relief, where they'll give you like a 2-week voucher to stay in a hotel maybe twice out the year. You know, there'll be designated hotels where you can go there, stay there for about 2 weeks. You know, you ain't gotta pay nothing and shit. That shit like that is cool, but it's just not enough focus geared towards solving the homeless problem in America, and I don't fucking get it. You know what I'm saying? When I get in the position that I'm aiming towards, I'm gonna do a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it don't make sense that you would focus on quote unquote criminal having a place to sleep over the homeless population. And real quick too, there's a misconception about homeless people and how they got to be in that sort of state. Most people that speak to what they feel is a reason for how homeless people got there, they feel like it's laziness. That's dumb as fuck. Like, I don't know the official numbers, but in my personal opinion, if talking to hundreds and hundreds of homeless people over the course of my life, a lot of them are like, they have mental health issues. When they was born, they born with mental health issues. A lot of them are like war veterans who came back over here and they're maimed, or they have PTSD, and there's no way they can enter society as a productive member of society. There's no way, right? Then you got people who are like escaping domestic violence, or you got people who's addicted to drugs, and they're far beyond the point where they could return to having, you know, normal faculties. They can't return to some normal type of normal rational thought. No person is going to sleep under a bridge with rats and all kind of violence and unsafe living conditions. No sane person would just subject themselves to that. So you have to think there's something wrong with these people, right? Then you got you know, you got people who are, some of the younger people are like, they have all kind of issues that's just untreated, right? So that makes up most of them. I'm telling you, I've spoke to these people like a lot, a big part of my life, right? People with autism and all type of other shit, right? And they just was kind of like the forgotten about people of the world. And that's how they end up in these situations. And, you know, they may have enough sense to ask for money, or to try to sleep, you know, somewhere maybe like obscure, away from a lot of foot traffic. But for the most part, it's no way you can just fucking polish these people up and go send them out on job interviews and shit. That shit is nonsensical type of thinking. If you think, oh, they just lazy, you step right over them like, oh, get a job. It's like, my nigga, come on. So, but I feel like that's just most people's way of not having to feel bad, right? They don't want to access the empathy, because they feel like these people are just lazy. So that's bullshit. So for me, man, I really think we should focus a lot of energy on helping homeless people, man. It ain't that fucking difficult. Like, there are, you know, I like to salute anybody that's trying to remedy the problem. Like, there's an organization called HOPICS in California, right? They it's Homeless Outreach Program Integrated Core System. They have a number. It's 323-948-0444. They, you know, they help with different things. Like, I mean, hopefully that number is still valid. But they have like some shit that's kind of dope. They not only do they trying to help place people in homeless shelters, but they also they help people that have cars. They have they have parking lots that allow people to sleep in their car safely. You know what I mean? Like, so they have, you know, they worked out something with certain buildings where they allow people to just park safely. Now, if you ever slept in your car before, most people find little spots to perch that's fucking dangerous. You know what I mean? You'll be in the back of an alley somewhere, parked on some residential street somewhere. You're parked behind a grocery store after hours, and you at the mercy of the streets. You know what I mean? Like, I done slept in my car many times, months and months, where security might tap on your window while you sleep. Somebody might be asking for money, or, you know, somebody who's addicted to some type of drug might be trying to break in your car. It's all type of shit that you're subjecting yourself to. So that's not safe. So this HOPICS program, they help with that. They got parking lots across Cali where, you know, you can park safely. It might not be much, but it's something. I feel like if more people put their heads together and try to come up with different ways to service the homeless community, like, we'll be better off as a country. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be focusing on the wrong thing sometimes. Like, if we got the fucking dog pound and, you know, who find stray dogs, I feel like, you know, we need to have massive buildings that house homeless people, have some nurses on deck, have some security, have, you know what I mean? Because if you look at some of these homeless people, like, sometimes you look at their legs, they have like swollen ankles, they have skin diseases, they have all type of shit. And it's like, my nigga, you can't just, you know, sweep that shit under the rug. Motherfuckers will have fucking degrading solutions. Like, Google this: 7-Eleven, they play classical music outside of the store as a method to fucking ward off homeless people. That shit is wild as fuck. Like, imagine that. Like, they say that somehow, that, I don't know, that discourages homeless people from perching near 7-Eleven. That shit sounds weird to me, right? But imagine this though. Imagine if every major chain of grocery store or restaurant, they took their discarded food and gave it to homeless people a couple times out the week, right? Because, you know, when they have food that's, you know, it's not past expiration, but it's not good enough to sell, they throw that away. So thousands and thousands of dollars worth of food gets thrown away from every restaurant, every grocery store. I know this because when I was younger, I used to go to some of these spots. Some of these spots, when I don't know somebody that's a manager somewhere, go there and they'll give you burgers and you know, pizza and fucking donuts and shit that's still good to eat, but it's just not good enough to sell. Imagine if every restaurant had like the back of the building had an area that's connected to, you know, the restaurant or the grocery store, and they just, you know, they just put all their food there that they can't sell no more, and they gave it out to homeless people a couple times out the week. Something simple like that. Solution. I don't know, man. I just it irks the fuck out of me how people just disregard the homeless problem. But, you know, like I said, when I get in position myself, I'm gonna show motherfuckers what to do. In the meantime, I give money to homeless people every single day. I put money in my armrest. Like, if I spend $20 somewhere and they give me fucking $8 change, boom, go on my armrest. And I just keep piling it up every day. So I'll give 10, 20, however much I can to homeless people whenever, you know, I encounter them. You know, I'm a top ramen nigga. I ain't rich by no means, but, you know, I'm constantly thinking about it, as everybody else should. That's it, man. I ain't trying to rant about it. Y'all know what it is, man. Docta J, ShoeGang.